Hello, friends. I'm doing a car video. That's Little Bear. I wanted to, hello, solar flare. That's pretty cool. I wanted to just talk a little bit about shame, because shame is something that's so familiar almost across the board with those of us who have experienced either Kundalini awakening or other form of spiritual emergency, where shame is almost like it's almost part and parcel with the experience because it's not understood in our society. So no one outside of the people who've been through this and the people that dedicate their lives to studying it and trying to create safe spaces for people to share their experience, like my dear partner Katrina Michelle, it's not understood. So everywhere we go, we're gonna feel weird. I've recently been rereading Stephen Pressfield's book called Letting Go, and I don't think it necessarily pertains to those of us in a Kundalini crisis or spiritual emergence crisis, because what he's talking about is the levels of emotion and how if we let go and we open around the sensation, that it will begin to move and it will release in time. Now, technically I think that's true, but when you're in a spiritual emergence or Kundalini process and the whole purpose of your experience is now about purging everything cellularly and everything generationally, collectively, when your directive, the directive of your nervous system and your body is now to cleanse you of that, as it's coming out, you're going to see through the lens of that emotion. So the book is interesting. So the technique, I do think it is good and helpful to soften around these things as much as we can, but sometimes we just can't. So the value I'm getting out of this book is that he's describing what each of the emotions feels like, and he's calibrated. And if you know David Hawkins' work, he's figured out a way to calibrate the different emotions on a scale of vibration to see where they are, see where they live in relation to one another. And so the lowest one on the scale is shame. And I thought that was super interesting because of all the people I've talked to, the thing we share, besides having a nervous system and an experience that feels out of our control, is shame. And I thought it was interesting that it's the lowest vibration on the scale, because to me it feels like the one we kind of can do something about. If we're purging grief and we're purging sadness, those may need to come up to be felt fully, and they'll take the time that it takes for them to be felt fully. And there's not a thing we can do to make it happen faster besides just kind of ease up around where we're gripping around the sensation and the emotion, and try to make our environment as safe as we can so that we can have the conditions the most suitable that they can be for our nervous systems to be safe, so that they can unravel and unwind and release this stored stuff that's coming up and out for a reason, so that you can hold more light. See if I can get the solar flare. So that you can hold more light in your body and anchor it here on earth. But shame, I think, comes, we might have shame from being small, but there's an additional layer of shame that comes from now being someone in a process that no one else understands. I shouldn't say no one else, because there are people that do. There are people that study this, and there are enough people that have gone through it that you wait long enough, we find each other. And that's my point, is that I think that the greatest way that we can heal this shame is to join together. And so this is why we're creating the When Lightning Strikes community and our support circles, where you can come and you can share your experience and know that you're not alone, and you can not feel weird. Just have the experience normalized in a setting where other people are having the experience. So it's what's normal. Like, what is shame actually? Shame is when we feel like we're different and wrong. This is one of the most incredible experiences you can have on the planet. And yet, because it's not understood medically, it's not really even understood psychologically, we feel outcast and exiled. I would even say marginalized. So, my advice is not really advice, but my encouragement would be to find others who are going through this and join together in conversation, in sharing experience, I mean, my friends that I have, that I've met through, like, say, Craig Holliday's satsang, or Lawrence Edwards satsangs, and different Kundalini groups online, they are the reason why I'm okay. I'm as okay as I am, because unless we're felt, unless we're heard, unless we feel truly seen and validated, it's really hard to heal. So I invite you to join our community. I invite you to, we'll link to it below. I invite you to find like-minded friends and souls who have gone through something. If you can, people who are a little bit further down the road than you, who can let you know it's going to be okay, and to just be aware of the part of you that may feel a new layer of shame from even having this experience, because it's not you. It's that you were born in a time where it's not understood. And as my dear friend Kimberly and I have spoken about, in a different time, in a different era, people would have known what to do with us. They would have known to take someone going through this process and to care for them and to provide the conditions so that they can go through it in the most graceful way possible. And they would have understood that it's not only leading to incredible gifts, that's probably critical for the survival of the planet, and that we haven't had that set and setting, as they say, for these experiences. It's probably why the planet is in the condition that it's in. So let's get together. Let's talk about our experiences. Let's minimize shame. Let's eliminate shame to the degree that we can, and let's just love ourselves so deeply that there's no room for shame to even creep in. Okay, so signing off, and I just received a little Happy Valentine's text from my friend Matt Kahn. So Happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and I love you. Mwah.